Hey, what's up guys? So welcome back to the channel. I'm inside of Lowe's getting me some T-posts for my cattle panel that I have to put up on the garden. But I wanted to come to you with a serious moment to let you know that, guys, we are in for a world of trouble if we think that this food shortage is about to be over and done with. It is not. It is absolutely not. It's a domino effect of everything that's happening today, yesterday, and that will happen tomorrow in the future. Other countries are facing severe food shortages, fuel shortages, increase, like high prices that they're paying for fuel. We're paying them too, and it's expected to go up even higher this summer. And things as far as the food goes is expected to get worse by the end of the year. More and more people will start seeing it. Don't think because you see food in the store we're in a good place. We're not in a good place. There's a lot of things that's going on. We have Russia blocking the export of grain right now to a lot of countries. And if you think that we can't go through what other countries are going through, think again, because what happens around the world definitely does happen here. It has proven itself to be true time and time again. It's just whether or not we choose to see it or not. So without a doubt, we are going to be facing an abundance of things, and it's going to seem like it's all at once. It's already starting to feel that way. If you pay attention to the people around you when you're in the grocery stores, you can see that the majority of them have a little worry on their face. If you listen to some of their conversations when you're passing by, and sometimes I can't help but hear it, guys, let me get out this light. People are really, really worried and afraid, and fear brings on a lot of different things. People will start to panic, and I really do feel like you'll start seeing more of that. We are in trouble if we're not paying attention. We're in trouble if we're not doing something today to benefit our family down the road. I'm hoping that fear doesn't, keep you in your tracks and keep you from moving forward and doing what you need to do. But food shortage is happening. It may not be as severe as of yet, but it is coming. Farmers are not growing the way they were. And you have all these different experts telling you all these different things. But I'm telling you, we're in trouble. So a lot of people keep saying, well, things are fine, nothing's going on. Well, if nothing's going on, then why are these stores closing? Why are a lot of restaurants closing early? Short staff, lack of food ingredients to keep the menu that they have. They have altered menus. Fuel prices going through the roof. I don't know if you know, but most gas stations, they have a limit, and they cut fuel off for everybody else, but they keep fuel for emergency vehicles and employees so they're able to get to work. So when it gets at a certain level, and I have a video on that, and that's what the guy told me in there, it won't be available for us, but it'll be available to emergency vehicles only and to them. So that's the to
the war in Ukraine. That war has now entered its fourth month, with the Russian artillery pounding eastern Ukraine, where its efforts are now focused. At least 2 cities and a railway station were targeted overnight. Meanwhile, Russia's naval blockade of Ukrainian ports has bottled up 20 million tons of grain destined for global markets. World leaders are now accusing Russia of using that grain as a weapon by threatening to worsen current food shortages.
Now, as Sri Lanka grapples with acute shortages, including of fuel, food, people have to wait in Long queues for hours to get even the most basic commodities. The country's deteriorating economic condition is taking a toll on the people's lives as their income is rapidly declining.
On the outskirts of Sri Lanka's capital city, Colombo, vehicles stretch out in a long line for what seems like miles. They're all just waiting for a chance to fill up the tank as an acute fuel shortage grips the South Asian country. Sri Lanka is mired in its worst economic crisis since independence in 1948, sparked by the COVID pandemic and tax cuts. Rising costs, falling incomes, and shortages of everything. It's all taking a toll.
Poor planting, supply chain issues, and higher prices for seeds, fertilizer, and fuel are taking a very heavy toll on U.S. farmers. He cautioned that Americans will likely see a shortage in food items and skyrocketing prices by the end of this summer.
We've got our challenges out there with the drought west of Mississippi last year, and with the situation with Ukraine and Russia attacking that country that supplies the world, particularly the Middle East and North Africa, with a lot of food. I am not as pessimistic. I think that if we can get Mother Nature to smile upon us and give us a little bit of moisture, the American farmer can do some pretty darn good things as far as production in this country.
So I agree with him to a certain extent. Yeah, farmers can do amazing things when they have to do it. But for him to say, as long as Mother Nature smiles down upon us, we'll be fine. What if she smiled down upon us with more drought or flood? I mean, we got to have a backup to our backups, guys. That's when you got to have a backup to your garden by having your stuff that you're going to the store and getting, and have a backup for your stuff that you're going to the store with by having your garden. So one way or the other, you'll have food, and you won't be out here panicking with everybody else.
But make no mistake about it, I do think that prices are going to go up. I think that's a two-edged sword. Prices go up, everything else goes up with it, and we're seeing that with the inputs tripling. Prices have probably quadrupled since 2018, quite frankly. So that's good news in the grain business, if you're in that business. But there are other sectors of agriculture that are not doing as well. Cow-calf operators are having a hard time surviving, and so we need to be aware of this kind of stuff, and we need to make sure that we're empowering the American farmer to do what they can do to help supply the world with food that they've done so well for generations. And I think they'll step up once again if Mother Nature provides us an opportunity to get that job done.
Government climate officials reported over half the United States was in drought at the beginning of May, and wildfire season began earlier than usual. There really isn't fire season anymore, as I grew up knowing it. It's kind of fire year.
And if you're one of the ones that thinking things are going to go back to normal real soon, prices are going to go down, y'all, I just spent $70 in Lowe's. Let me show you what I got. It's not a lot, okay? It's really not a lot. So this is what I have. I have 6 T-posts that were, I believe, $6 or $7 a piece. Some things for my pool. So all in all, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 items, and I paid $70 for that. Get stocked up, man.